Exodus chapter 19 verse 1 to 25. Verse 1. On the first day of the third month after the Israelites left Egypt, on that very day they came to the desert of Sinai. Verse 2. After they set out from Rephidim, they entered the desert of Sinai, and Israel camped there in the desert in front of the mountain. Verse 3. Then Moses went up to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain and said, "This is what you are to say to the descendants of Jacob and what you are to tell the people of Israel." Verse 4. You yourselves have seen what I did to Egypt, and how I carried you on eagle wings and brought you to myself. Verse 5. Now if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession, although the whole earth is mine. Verse 6. You will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words you are to speak to the Israelites. Verse 7. So Moses went back and summoned the elders of the peoples and set before them all the words the Lord had commanded him to speak. Verse 8. The people all responded together, "We will do everything the Lord has said." So Moses brought their answer back to the Lord. Verse 9. The Lord said to Moses, "I am going to come to you in a dense cloud, so that the people will hear me speaking with you and will always put their trust in you." Then Moses told the Lord what the people had said. Verse 10. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. Have them wash their clothes." Verse 11. And be ready by the third day, because on the day the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. Verse 12. Put limits for the people around the mountain and tell them, "Be careful that you do not approach the mountain or touch the foot of it. Whoever touches the mountain is to be put to death." Verse 13. They are to be stoned or shot with arrows. Not a hand is to be laid on them. No person or animal shall be permitted to live. Only when the ram's horn sounds a long blast may they approach the mountain. Verse 14. After Moses had gone down the mountain to the people, he consecrated them, and they washed their clothes. Verse 15. Then he said to the people, "Prepare yourselves for the third day. Abstain from sexual relations." Verse 16. On the morning of the third day, and there was thunder and lightning, with a thick cloud over the mountain, and a very loud trumpet blast. Everyone in the camp trembled. Verse 17. Then Moses led the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Verse 18. Mount Sinai was covered with smoke, because the Lord descended on it in fire. The smoke billowed up from it like smoke from a furnace, and the whole mountain trembled violently. Verse 19. As the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and the voice of God answered him. Verse 20. The Lord descended to the top of the Mount Sinai and called Moses to the top of the mountain. So Moses went up. Verse 21. And the Lord said to him, "Go down and warn the people so they do not force their way through to see the Lord, and many of them perish." Verse 22. Even the priests who approach the Lord must consecrate themselves, or the Lord will break out against them. Verse 23. Moses said to the Lord, "The people cannot come up Mount Sinai because you yourself warned us. Put limits around the mountains and set it apart as holy." Verse 24. The Lord replied, "Go down and bring Aaron up with you. But the priests and the people must not force their way through to come up to the Lord, or he will break out against them." Verse 25. So Moses went down to the people and told them. Exodus chapter 20 verse 1 to 26. Verse 1. And God spoke all these words. Verse 2. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. Verse 3, you shall have no other gods before me. Verse 4, you shall not make for yourself an image in the forms of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters below. Verse 5, you shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me. Verse 6, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. Verse 7, you shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Verse 8, remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. Verse 9, 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. Verse 10, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. Verse 11, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Verse 12, honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Verse 13, you shall not murder. Verse 14, you shall not commit adultery. Verse 15, you shall not steal. Verse 16, you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. Verse 17, you shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male or female servant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Verse 18, when the people saw the thunder and the lightning and heard the trumpet and saw the mountain in smoke, they trembled with fear. They stayed at a distance. Verse 19, and said to Moses, speak to us yourself and we will listen, but do not have God speak to us or we will die. Verse 20, Moses said to the people, do not be afraid. God has come to test you, so that the fear of God will be with you to keep you from sinning. Verse 21, the people remained a distance, while Moses approached the thick darkness to where God was. Verse 22, then the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites this, you have seen for yourselves that I have spoken to you from heaven. Verse 23, do not make any gods to be alongside me. Do not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold. Verse 24, make an altar on earth for me and sacrifice on it your burnt offering and fellowship offerings, your sheep and goats and your cattle. Wherever I cause my names to be honored, I will come to you and bless you. Verse 25, if you make an altar of stones for me, do not build it with dressed stones, for you will defile it if you use a tool on it. Verse 26, and do not go up to my altar on steps, or your private parts may be exposed.